Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Bricks N Bytes. It's Ben here, and of course we've got Emma in the studio as well.
Hey everyone.
Great to be with you. We are live on Facebook. Leave a comment or hit that like button, hit those reaction buttons. We'd love to see who is here this afternoon. Now, for today's show, we've got a very special guest, Dr. Karen Joyce from She Maps, and she'll be talking to us about drones and how she's using it on the Great Barrier Reef. This week's Creator Challenge is going to be involving a little mini drone, and I'll show you how to make a mini drone out of just, I think, 7 pieces of Lego, so really easy, and I'll give you a bit of a challenge around that for this week. And Emma is going to be looking at a cool app. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it, Emma?
Yes, we're going to be looking at an app from NASA that they actually put out because they want your help with their research. So I'll show you how you can get involved in that.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, well, now it's... quick hello to Aaron. Aaron, hello. Thanks for coming along again this week. We're going to go into our 5-minute frenzy. So each week we have 5 minutes to build something out of Lego. We don't know what it is. It's all
anything.
in this little mug. We've got little challenges in there that people have submitted. We're going to draw one out, and we've got 5 minutes to build. Now, if you want to join us, you can grab your Lego. Just grab a bunch of Lego. I'll show you what our desk looks like. We've only got a little bit of Lego ourselves, so you don't need heaps of Lego. And the challenge will be, well, let's find out. Okay.
Need a drum roll?
Oh, drum roll. Okay, we have, what does this say?
Ooh, flying vehicle.
A flying vehicle from Oscar, who's 8.
Thank you, Oscar.
Okay, well, we have 5 minutes. Emma's got a...
I have a timer.
Emma has a timer.
I'm already trying to think of what the heck I can do.
Okay, you are going to try and
All right.
use... Okay, so I've got my pieces on the left, the timer in the middle, and Emma's pieces on the right there. Okay.
You ready?
5-minute frenzy.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Flying vehicle.
I'm really not good at wings. Every time we have something that flies, the wings stump me.
All right, well, thank you, Oscar, for your challenge. This is going to be a fun one. A flying vehicle. So your wings would be good. What have I got? I've got... Well, I guess a vehicle, like what sort of flying vehicle? I mean, a plane would sort of comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
We built cars last week.
We're in a vehicle. Just building all the vehicles.
Build all the
them.
vehicles.
Could do a flying car.
You could do a
Interesting.
flying
Could
car
do.
that has a cat's face.
No, we're far away from cat's face now, Ben. It's never happening
No
again.
more cat's faces.
I didn't even get a chance. That was just you.
I think that was Aaron. Aaron, who tunes in each week. I think.
Thank you, Aaron.
That was Aaron's
That was
suggestion.
a beautiful suggestion. Maybe my favorite so far. All right. I'm stumped. I'm just building anything.
All right, I'm trying to build wings. I think
Okay, let's use this.
so. The pieces that Emma and I are using are out of the creator box, and so we're limited with what we've got. I think the challenge is, each week we just grab a bunch of pieces, and we don't really know what we get until we start building, and so we don't know. Like, if you want to do 2 wings that sort of look the same, do you even have those parts?
Probably not. All right.
Okay, hopefully you're building along with us. If you're
Yes,
building
let
a
us know how
car.
you're going. Better than us, maybe? I can't speak for Ben. I don't know what Ben's doing on that side of it.
I reckon I've got things that sort of look like wings. Oops, I should...
I'm going to give mine a face, like always.
Ah, a flying thing with a face.
It's like in there was Cars, and then wasn't there a plane one?
Oh, there was a planes movie, yes.
Yeah. It's like that. We're just under the 3-minute mark.
Ooh.
There we go. This is working. Keeping it simple.
Sort of. Okay, so what I'm looking for at the moment, I'm hunting through here. I'm looking for these pieces, sort of like these, or some more of these pieces. with the studs on the outside so that I can stick the wings onto them. And I want at least 4, 2 for each wing. But where are they?
How many have you got?
I've got 3 sort of headlamp pieces and 2 of the other ones. Maybe I'll just mix and match.
Can lend you one of mine. Is that cheating?
Oh no, I found one. I've got it. Okay.
There we go.
All right, so these will be what my wings attach to. Like that. Oh. Okay.
We're at just under 2 minutes. This is looking stranger by the minute.
All right. What am I going?
Oh, where have they gone?
Okay. Why is that wing facing the wrong way? Okay. There we go.
Oops.
It's wings. Oh, okay. I'm going to set these ones back a bit. So what I want to do is try and make a way to get sort of the cockpit happening as well. So I'm going to set these ones back this way.
I need another one of...
And I'm going to put this...
There we go.
At the front. Oh, we've got less than a minute. All right.
Oh.
And then we need a tail. Is that a bit...
I need a flat piece. Let's use this one. I've always loved this piece and not used it. Anyone else have favourite pieces? I have favourite pieces.
Emma's got favourite pieces. I just had a look at Emma's build, and hers is like heaps bigger than mine.
Surely not.
I don't know what I'm. Oh no!
It's a mess.
20
if
seconds.
That makes you feel better.
I want to do like a tail, but like with this thing. Do I have like a jumper plate or something I can use? Maybe I'll just use this. Oh no! Here we go.
Where are my flat pieces? There we go. All right.
Oh,
Ooh, I need a tall, skinny piece. There we go. 5 seconds.
Oh, what?
Oh
no!
There we go.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Oh dear. Well, okay. So that's my plane there. It's sort of, I guess.
Let's find a spot where I can put my interesting dude.
Oh, I like it. Oh, what have you got in the? Okay, I'm just gonna show Emma's by itself.
I put this on the back because it's like it moves.
That almost could be the front. That could be a propeller.
Oh,
Emma, today
I was thinking it was like the back wing. It was, I don't know.
Today would have been the perfect
the
day
front
to use
needs
that.
the eyes.
Where's that propeller piece that you had?
Oh, guys,
So-
I had this piece. That would have been perfect. Oh my goodness.
So
Yeah.
Emma has
Wait.
this propeller piece that she says she has
Ready?
every single week, and she didn't know how to use it. And today,
There we
for a
go.
flying thing, she's okay. Just bring it down a little bit.
I've attached it.
Ah, there we go. Perfect. Lovely. I love the eyes. The eyes are great. Okay,
Thank
this
you.
is mine. It I don't know. It sort of looks a bit more like a UFO now that I look at it. It's got these.
I mean, it
funny-
was a flying vehicle. A UFO still counts. I just went for a plane.
True.
Flying vehicle. Unidentified flying.
There we go. Well, thank you very much for that recommendation. That was a good challenge for 5 minutes. Lots you could do with a flying vehicle. If you wanted to put in a recommendation or a suggestion for any 5-minute frenzies that we might come up with in the future, jump onto our Facebook group and you can add your recommendation there. Just leave a comment on the post, or you can create a new post. Say, I'd love to see you guys build a something, and we'll put that in the mug. All right. Well, thank you very much. That was the 5-minute frenzy. Now we have our special guest. So now we're heading all the way up to Cairns to hear from Dr. Karen Joyce, who is a remote sensing scientist using drones to map the Great Barrier Reef, which is pretty amazing. Karen also works with teachers and kids, teaching them how to fly drones and learn how to use them to solve problems through her business, She Maps. So that's really important right now because the Great Barrier Reef is in a bit of trouble. So it's really important that we understand it so we can help it and look after our environment. So let's hand over to Karen. Thank you.
Hi everyone from Bricks N Bytes. It's great to see you here today. I wanted to share with you a little bit about what I do for a job. So I'm interested in how we can use satellites to map the Earth in different environments. So we use sunlight, how that bounces off the earth and up to cameras up in space. Now, one of the biggest things that I'm curious about is just how much live coral that we have on the Great Barrier Reef. Why? Because the Great Barrier Reef is so great. So about the size of Victoria plus Tasmania put together, and 3,000 individual reefs. Now, I'm going to take you down the little bottom part here, down south, to this little reef that you can see up here, and this is called Heron Reef. Now, Heron's really special to me because it's a place that I like to go. I like to go scuba diving, and I love to see all the beautiful corals there. And we're interested in the same question: how much live coral is there? So let's first of all go all the way up to the top corner here. That's the little island that you can see. And I'm going to zoom all the way in, and let's see what a satellite can see. So I want you to think about this. Can you see the live coral here? It's a little bit hard, isn't it? We don't have a huge amount of detail. And so that's why I've started working with drones, because we get so much more detail because we have our cameras that are only about 100 meters maximum away from the coral instead of 600 or 700 kilometers away. So much more detail there. And we can even zoom in a little bit further and you can really start to see the live coral there. If you go underwater, this is the sort of thing that you see, these beautiful branching colonies. But we can't do everything underwater, because if we're always underwater, we can't cover so much area. So check out my friend Javier here. When we zoom all the way out, you see just how little he is. So you can't swim everywhere all over the Great Barrier Reef to find out how much coral we have. So we use in-water stuff as well as drones, as well as satellites to help us out. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is to take pictures like this one and get a computer to figure out for us where's the coral. So you can see the coral in the dark green bits around here. We can see some sand in the yellow. And using this sort of information, we can answer our question: how much live coral is on the Great Barrier Reef? So what I want to show you is how we actually work with our drones. So check this out. This is one of my drones. And you can see that it's got a little camera on it here. This is just one that you can actually buy in an electronics store. And what we want to do is, if we turn this on, you watch the camera and it's going to do some funky things. Let's have a look at it. All right, so it's just finding itself there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this over to my trusty friend Paul, and he's going to take it outside, and we're going to see what the drone sees as it prepares for takeoff. We're not actually going to take it off because we're outside in my backyard. All right, so let's do that. So now you can see what my drone is seeing, and it's getting ready to take off. We've got all sorts of information here on the screen, and off we go. It's not really taking off, but we're just pretending it is, right? So what you can see all the way up in the top left-hand corner is we've got some GPS information, so it knows where it is, which is important because we don't get lost, right? We can see our map down the bottom here, which is, yeah, my backyard. We've got all sorts of other information, so it knows how high it is, so the altitude that it's flying at, its distance away from its home point again as well, and how fast it's moving. Now I can actually control the camera here as well. So let's see what happens if I move this. You can see, say if I wanted to take a photo of the grass, or for me it would actually be coral, we'd be able to take a photo there, and we can move it up and around as well as we continue to fly around. Now I can take photos or videos with that as well. There we go, we've landed back home. So what would you do if you were able to design a drone for your own purpose? So I hear that you're into Lego. I think lots of kids like playing with Lego, right? Lots of adults too. So I think Ben has a bit of a challenge for you to do with Lego and drones. Good luck with it.
Great, thanks, Dr. Karen. That was awesome. So that was Dr. Karen and Joyce from SheMaps. If you want to find out more about what they do and check out some of their educational content and some of the information that they share about drones and the work that they're doing, head along to their Facebook page. If you just look for SheMaps on Facebook, you'll be able to find them there. So that was awesome. Thanks so much. And as Dr. Karen said, we are going to have a look at a Lego challenge for drones. So Today, I want to challenge you in building a little habitat for drones. We were chatting about, drones can be used for all sorts of things. So Dr. Karen uses them to map the reef. There have been drones we've seen to help put out bushfires. There's been drones that can deliver food if you wanted to have your own delivery. There's all sorts of things you could use drones for. And I thought it would be a really cool challenge if you could come up with an activity that one of your minifigures might use a drone for. So here's an example. We have a pirate using a drone to try and find treasure. It's got like a little metal detector. Here, or you might have a farmer using a drone to help plant crops. Look at that, so that's a drone. There's some seeds there and she's controlling it. Awesome. So there's all sorts of things you could do. So you might have a favorite minifigure and you might think, I reckon this minifigure could use a drone for whatever. So let me show you how to make these drones. It's pretty simple. All you need is a handful of parts. Okay. Just letting you know our audio has changed. Looks like our audio thing has died here, but you should still be able to hear me through here anyway. Emma and I were joking that today would be the day that we get through a show without any issues happening. So if my microphone has now changed or I sound different, it's because the microphone just died. Okay, so I can still see that you can still hear me, which is great. If you are having trouble, just leave a comment. But I'm going to show you how to make this drone. Okay, so all you need are these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts. Now, I hope you've got plenty of these parts at home. These are great because they will offset our drone. Now we're going to do something a bit different. We're going to put, we're actually going to flip everything over. So I'm going to flip this upside down, pop these on here, just like that. And then the great thing is that these will fit right in the middle. And so these will be like our propellers. So this is obviously a quadcopter type drone. There we go. All done. Now you might want to use different parts, especially for these propellers. You might have like a little dish that you might use. You might have, I don't know, some other different parts. You can get little steering wheels that also would fit in there. But that's a really simple little drone. Now, the reason why I wanted to flip it upside down is because then we can put things underneath it. So if you saw the drone that Dr. Karen was showing, hers had a camera underneath. So we're going to do something similar. So I'm going to put this little jumper plate here, and I'm going to use this headlamp piece with a little stud. So you've got a headlamp there, and that's just going to stick on there. And I'm also going to just to help decorate it, I'm just going to put another little slope on there. So now we have our drone, okay? There we go. And what's great about the drone is that using these parts, we can stick these in there, and then we can connect that to anything that we want to have flying around. So as you can see with the pirate, we've got a little metal detector, okay? If you want to make one of these controllers, you can just get like a walkie-talkie piece and add some lights to it. There we go. Okay. Our farmer, there we go. She's got, you can see underneath there, the drone is holding a couple of seeds. And for this new drone we've made, we're going to use this. We could use this to scan a coral reef as well. So what we need is to build a little scene for someone who might be interested in scanning a reef. Now we've already done that, so I'm going to bring this over. Here we go. So we've got a little coral reef underneath. Under the sea we have flounder hanging out there with a little turtle, and we have our scientist on top, and our drone is here. Let's push this in without putting putting a hole through the whole thing, and the controller can go in the hand. There we go. So now we have a drone flying over the ocean, looking at what's happening underneath the sea. All right. So that's going to be your challenge this week, is to come up with a scene that you might have for your minifigure that might use a drone. So build a drone, try that out, and then build a scene that you might want to use. And maybe you can go for a bit of an underwater adventure with your mini drone. So there we go. Now I'm going to hand over to Emma for our app of the week. Now I remember that the microphone did die, so I'm going to bring this other thing over so you can hear Emma. Give me a second. Okay, you should be able to hear Emma now.
Hey everyone, can you hear me? Can you see me? It's all working. Ben's giving me a thumbs up, that's good. So, what the app I've got for you guys today is one from NASA, and it's called NemoNet, sorry. Wow, this has thrown me off a little bit. It's called NemoNet, and it actually works really well with what we've already been talking about, because you get to see real places in the world where there is coral, and you can classify it for NASA, and then that information goes back to them and they actually use it in their research. So it's a really cool app that helps you get involved, and you kind of join NASA's team. So we're going to go into the app now. So when you first open this app after downloading it, you'll get a really cool video from some people at NASA that will tell you all about how, like, the things that they're doing and how you can help them. So we're going to leave that for now, but you guys can look at that and watch it and hear all about why NASA needs you to help with this. It has a lot to do with the fact that underwater, or the coral, we're not even really sure what's under there at the moment. So this helps them see what's all under there, and then they can help, like with the Great Barrier Reef. So we're going to go in to classify, and that's the section where you actually get to do some stuff with the coral. So we're going to hit classify in the middle there, and it's just going to load up our coral reef. So here we go. This is an example of a reef in Guam. So, this app doesn't like us.
All right, I'll get you to stop sharing that screen and we'll try again.
Yes, we'll give it another shot. Sorry, guys. All right, are we back on?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to turn this one off. Okay, so while Emma's doing that, while we're trying to work out what's happening there, we'll just let you know something about next week's show. I'm going to jump over to this camera. Ooh.
Yes.
Hey everyone, different camera. Okay, so next week's show is going to be a bit of a fun one. Because it's actually a public holiday here in South Australia, we're going to be doing a 5-minute frenzy challenge for the staff members here at the library. So if you want to tune in with your Lego, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of 5-minute frenzies, and you can participate, you can join in if you want to. But we'll have different staff members from the City of Marion Libraries participating. So you might see some new faces on the show, but hopefully they're all faces that you've already seen before, because you've been into the library. But let's jump over to Emma's app and see if we can get that going again.
Hopefully it's working. Have we got it up there? Brilliant. All right. So this is an example of a reef in Guam that we can have a look at. So this is a 3D picture, which means you can turn in every direction. And to do that, you have to use 3 fingers on the screen, which seems like a lot, but there we go. So we're going to look at it from the top so we can see all the different kinds of coral up there. And to learn about the coral, you just click on these buttons on the side. So if we want to learn what this coral is, it'll tell us all about it, show us what it is, and then if we see any of that on our reef, we just color it in. So on this reef, there's really just a whole lot of brown algae, which I learned about through using the app. So you just color it in like this, and you can make it with this bar on the side. You can make it so that it's solid, or you can make it so you can see through it. And basically, like the picture that Dr. Karen was showing us, you get to look at where all the algae is, and then put just bare substratum for all the other sections and just slowly work through. You can draw with a bigger pen if you click on this world button on the side, and all kinds of things. And then at the end you hit submit up in this corner, and it's going to send that straight through to NASA. So as you work through, you're going to get heaps more levels, way more coral, and you get to see even more parts of the world and go all over the place. So it's a really cool app, and it's really cool that we actually can help NASA find out more about what's underneath the ocean. So yeah, that's our app for today. You can have a dive into that. It's called NemoNet, NASA NemoNet, and it's really, really awesome. So yeah.
Excellent, great. Well, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Emma. Hey, it's been a bit of a challenging show this afternoon. Thanks again to everyone who's joined us. And like I said, next week is going to be a bit of a different one. We'll just be doing a whole bunch of 5-minute frenzies. I'm looking forward to it because we're going to have some people who don't normally play with Lego for their work. We're pretty fortunate that we get to do this.
Yes.
Great. So I hope to see everyone here. Just flicking through the comments just one last time. Thanks everyone for helping out and sitting through our technical difficulties. Yes. Emma, Aaron said that neither of our planes were good.
Oh, Aaron, you're breaking my heart. It's like a propeller.
Oh,
we help each other.
Yeah.
It's alright. We will see some really awesome builds next week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So tune in for that.
I am so keen for next week's.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Give us some suggestions.
Yeah. Yeah, we are going to need a whole bunch of suggestions, so please jump in our Facebook group. And also for the Facebook group, if you want to post your photos in there, if you have questions about the NemoNet app, we'll also post Dr. Karen's video in there as well, so you can re-watch that later on.
Show us your planes. They'll be better than ours,
Oh,
apparently.
yeah. Your plane, or your flying vehicles. I mean,
flying vehicles.
I was just thinking, when you said it could have been like a UFO, there's so many like Star Wars, like flying things that I should have.
Right down Ben's alley, guys.
Well, anyway, have a good rest of the week and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.